Welcome back. We are on. And today is just you and me, baby. Sometimes scheduling. Okay, let's just pretend it was on purpose. Today is just me. And welcome to the I'm Too For This Shit podcast. I am Angie S., the founder of angies.com, link in the show notes, where I coach and consult women on their health and skincare whilst keeping it fun, irreverent, and most of all, practical and realistic for their own lifestyles. So I started this podcast because I wanted to talk about well-being beyond food, skincare, and meditation. Even though those are still really important and definitely important to me, I want to have guests on to talk about well-being beyond those things, because things like sex, dating, other areas of health, relationships, and feeling like a misfit are also part of well-being and a different way of empowering women, but also men. And so what I've realized lately is also that I always used to think that my body had to keep up with my mind. And then I realized my mind needs to keep up with my body, because this is what happens when you start out, whatever it is that you're doing in your life. So for me, the big change has been that I've been starting this podcast, which has been taking quite, a lot more time out of my schedule. I still have a part-time day job that I'm trying to keep, let's just say I'm trying to keep it to pay some bills, but I'm not trying to stay in there. So, I'm full throttle doing this podcast, pushing my business as well in health and skincare, consultancy. And I'm also studying because I'm taking up some new exams for pharmacology. So that's, that all of these things are just like add-ons. I always like overcommit to things sometimes. And so what that meant for my mind is that I've literally been working from home like 4 days a week, literally by myself. I'm not seeing one other soul unless if I go grocery shopping. And grocery shopping at those times feel like a freaking day out. It is sad, okay? It is very sad. And so I've actually been, making sure that I need to be social. So last week I met up with my best friend here, Paul, and I met up with him Monday night, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the days of my day job. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm happy to go out, mainly Monday, Tuesday, because Thursday I have to be on point. I'm doing interviews for the podcast. So Monday night, I'm seeing Paul. We're going out for drinks, obviously, drink, go home late, have to get up again in the morning to go to the day job. Then on Tuesday, they're like buses, your friends, either you don't see them for weeks, all of a sudden they all want to see you at the same time, which is, it's fine. So on the Tuesday morning, my other best friend, I'm going to sound like so cliche to say best friend, but he's my best friend from Belgium. And he texted me, say, hey, I'm on my way to London. I'm staying there for 2 days. Do you want to meet tonight? I'm like, sure. I'm already like completely tired because I went out the night before, didn't sleep too well. Anyway. So I go out and I see him. But what I realized, the point is that before I went to see my friend Paul on the Monday, I was honest to God, actually worried about my state of mind, because I was starting to feel almost like I became old in my mind. I was almost like, oh, look at stairs, watch out. Oh, hold the railing. Or I'd be crossing the road. I never ever liked crossing the road because I almost got run over like big time as a kid. And I think since then I've been really like just a bit careful. And so, I'm the one I'll be making a noise crossing the road. I'll be like, if a car's coming too close, I'm a crazy person out there. But then, so, and I was feeling more scared crossing the roads. I was getting myself lost, and I was just like, oh my God, what's going on with me? I felt like my brain had aged like 10 years. And so Monday, I meet Paul. I'm a little bit like in my own bubble when I first start, because I've been seeing like no people apart from day job people. And so we're sitting down having a drink, start to talk. And then literally within not even half an hour, back to my old self. My brain is switched on. I'm back on because I'm actually talking with someone who, one, gets me. Two, I can just be completely myself. And three, I was out of my cabin fever. And even though like my day job colleagues are wonderful, absolutely, I actually couldn't be asking almost for like better colleagues. But I felt like the previous job, which I hated that job, the other day job. And but because the day job was so awful, we used to, there was a couple of guys there. We used to always laugh. Especially one we used to have to go and make like we'd go and make a morning cup of coffee in the kitchen, and I'd be literally in tears, stomach aching, because we were laughing at how pathetic the job was and how awful it was and how just terrible it was. And then and the worst thing was that we were still in that bloody job. So yeah, joke was on us. And so now I've got a much better job, much better quality of day job. But I think when you have a really good office and, everyone's a really good worker, everyone's a type A worker, there aren't that many jokes to be made. And so I don't laugh as much and I'm a bit more serious. And so I go from that, nothing to complain about. Oh, wonderful. But I go from that to then working from home. And because I've been so busy, I'm not even going to the gym anymore as much. And for me, being physically active is important for my mind. I'm telling you right now, I have to move. And so, yeah, so I guess that's the point of this whole long rant or vent or whatever it is that your mind being social, going out, like being social with friends you can just be yourself with. And two, actually going to bed at a normal hour. Like, because the thing is, I may be working from home and just doing my day job, and then the other 4 days working from home for my business, is that I still go to bed late because I'm not socializing. So what do? I reach out to Netflix and I'm watching Grey's Anatomy for a second time. It's so addictive. And at each episode, I well up. I'm like, oh my God, this is so sad. It's so beautiful. It's such an emotional show. But that becomes my friend. It's so sad. I do have friends. I promise you, I do have friends. But when I'm not socializing and we're all busy and I have deadlines to comply with, and also because what I do here is really important to me. This is my investment, not just in the now. It's the opposite, isn't it? It's not just my investment in the future, but it's also in the now, to know that actually this is where I'm going. I need to know the things around me can change. And so that's super important to me. And so, yeah, so I do pay the price. I put myself in this situation of not socializing as much. But I've been talking as well to my mentor. My mentor's called Tom. He's absolutely wonderful. Best guy, best mentor I've ever had. So I had this conversation with him, and I had this conversation with my friend Paul, my Irish friend who I met on the Monday. And we were all having the same conversation, saying that we are not socializing. We're not seeing other people because, it's the age thing. One is the age thing. We're all over 40. Two, we all have such different lives and our schedule aren't always going to be compatible. And three, actually, people want to see you like the same way that you want to see them. But I was walking around going, yeah, no one gives a shit. No one wants to see me. If I'm not reaching out to them, no plans is happening. I don't know if you ever had that. And I know it's not cool to say that I do have these thoughts, but I do have those thoughts. And so realized that when I was talking to my friend Paul, he had exactly the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're all going around thinking they don't want to see me. No, we do want to see you. We want to see you. They want to see you. So, and then the irony was, on a Tuesday when I'm seeing my friend from Belgium, right? Frank, his name is Frank. When I saw him, the conversation was the opposite because he has 3 kids. 2 of them are still living at home. And obviously he has his long-term partner who he has the last 2 children with. And, he's a guy who's done super well. He's probably one of our friends who's done the best, like financially, honestly. He's done better than any of the rest of us. And so he's showing me the pictures of his holidays. He went to Cap Verde in French. Oh, he went there with his family on a super 5-star, blah, blah, blah. So, but the second part of the conversation was that he was he's showing me the pictures of he's got beautiful kids. It's just ridiculous. His life is just ridiculous. And so he shows this picture and he was like, oh, do you know what, Ange? All I want is just to have a week alone. I just want to be alone. I just want to go away alone. And I was like, oh, that's so funny because I have so much time alone. I can do a swap with you. We can do a switcheroo if you like. I don't mind. We can do a little bit of I'll have your kids for a week and I'll probably be running home to my own flat. But it's the thing, isn't it? So if you're in a partnership, and if you have family, and you have people, if you actually, let me rephrase this. If you actually have people around you physically on a daily basis, a lot of you probably crave your own space. And for the rest of you who are like me, who have most of your time, there isn't actually anyone physically around you, you crave that human connection. Like, I love being by myself. I can totally entertain myself being by myself. But it does come a time where it's like, it's too much of my own self, like too much of, who else am I going to be talking with? If not in this microphone to you, it'll be like, it's me talking to the walls like a crazy person. So yeah, I guess it's about finding that balance. And it's such a boring word. This is actually a rant, because I was actually going to talk to you about something completely different when I switched on the microphone here. I was going to talk about all the lies I believed in all the hippy dippy shit. Listen, I may just give it to you anyway. Let me give you one thing you can walk away with, is that the stuff that works, it's not cute. Not cute. Some of the hippy dippy shit out there is really working, but it's not the stuff they like to sell you. So let me give you an example. Things like cold and bronchitis. One way to really fast track your healing process is doing a stomach washing in the morning. It's a particular kriya. So yeah, emptying your stomach in the morning, not cute. Also a lot of ethical issues with that, as you can understand. You don't want to be dishing that with someone who's on the cusp of an eating disorder. You don't want to enable that. So there's a lot of ethical issues around that. 2 is a neti pot kriya, cleaning your nostrils in the morning. Ooh, not cute. Tongue scraping, some people go, and I'm like, no, this is great, do it. It's disgusting when you don't. So yeah, all those things aren't cute. That's why they're not selling that kind of hippy dippy shit. They don't sell that. They rather tell you that go and spend tons of money on a particular syrup or a new kind of oil, or some kind of like alleged superfood. There's always something trendy out there. But yeah, so that will be for another time. But just walk away with this, is that often the stuff that works isn't cute. Okay, it's not all collagen out here. Like, some of you know that I'm a big fan of collagen. Or maybe you don't know. I'm a big fan of collagen powder, okay? It works. And I also have chicken broth. That works. So, but not all of it is cute like that. And even chicken broth isn't cute because that's got bones when you cook it with the bones. And, some people are a bit sensitive about that. So, fair enough. So, yeah, I think that'll be it for today. I think that's enough. Listen, this is my first solo episode, okay? I've just popped my cherry with you on the solo episode. Cherry popped. So, and do you know what? It wasn't painful yet. Let's see when it comes out. Maybe it'll be painful then. Let's see. So that's it. That's the episode. And please, 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 please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe on iTunes, follow on Spotify, like it, whatever it is that you can do on the platform you listen to a podcast. Please do it, because that is actually how you can help keeping this going. Okay, this is how it's going to help me grow it. It means you'll be part of it from the beginning. You'll be the originals, the OGs. I don't think I can pull that word off, so I'm just going to say the originals. So that's it. So yeah, you can find me on the website. Link is in the show notes as per usual. And otherwise, you can find me on Instagram. Again, links in the show notes, but I'm just going to tell you anyway. At Too Old for This Shit Podcast. And the other account is at Health Lifestylist. And my website is angie-s.com. angie-s.com. And so until next time.
Using health inappropriately.